some of you folks were really sad when you get up this morning. You know why? Because there was a little bit of snow and not enough to get off, right? Huh? How many were sad this morning they had to go to school? I thought so. Maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday we'll try it again, all right? We're coming to the end of our Catholic Schools Week. And it's been a very busy week with lots of good things. But I don't want the week to end any differently from when it began last Sunday here in church at 9:30 and 11:30, when I said, first of all, a lot of thank yous. A thank you to Dr. Greco and to our parish school staff and our wonderful faculty and aides. A thank you to you boys and girls for your involvement and activity and participation in so many things, not just for Catholic Schools Week, but all year long. And a special thank you to the parents and grandparents who are here and all your moms and dads who give their time and talent to help our school go and to make St. Elizabeth's School really a community of faith and knowledge and service. So the first word and the last word of Catholic Schools Week is thank you and thank God for all the wonderful things that are part of our life at St. Elizabeth Parish School. Now I'm going to ask you a hard question. How many of you have been to the movies in 2016, since Christmas time? How many have been to the movies? Oh, a lot of people, huh? I don't get to go to the movies too often. Put your hands down. But just a little while ago, I did see a really fascinating movie called Bridge of Spies. It's a story about happened after World War II between the United States and Russia when we were kind of at odds and almost at war with each other. In the story, Bridge of Spies, there's a man who was a spy for the Russians who got caught and got arrested and put on trial. And his lawyer, his defense lawyer, was the actor Tom Hanks. Some of you know Tom Hanks. But in the middle of the movie, the Russian spy, who was a prisoner now in jail, was telling his lawyer a story about his own childhood. He said when he was a little boy and his family, when it was a really painful time in Russia, the secret police would often come and knock on your door and pull you outside and beat you up. And he said there was one man who was his uncle or a friend of his family who every time the secret police came and they pulled him out and they beat him up, he got right back up again. And they would beat him up again and he'd get back up again. He never quit. In fact, they called him Stoikiy Muzhik. Well, that's in Russian. And Tom Hanks, the lawyer, said, I don't know what Russian, what does Stoikiy Muzhik mean? And the man said, standing man. Because whenever you get knocked down, you stand back up again. And I said to myself, as soon as I heard that line, there is definitely a homily in there for the boys and girls of St. Elizabeth Parish School on Catholic Schools Week. Here's what I mean. Today we celebrate in red St. Agatha, a woman who gave her life for her faith in Jesus. She stood up for what she believed. Even when people threatened her and ultimately killed her, she stood up. Stoikiy Muzhik, for her belief in Jesus. Jesus tells us in that gospel we just listened to that even he himself is going to run into people who don't agree with him, who reject his message, who don't believe he's really the Son of God, and they're going to kill him. But Jesus stood up for what he believed was right. See, the standing man, the standing woman, the Stoikiy Muzhik has the courage to stand up for what's right and good and true and honest, even when everybody else around them puts pressure on them to give it up a little bit. Don't bother with that. Do it our way. Cut some corners. Cheat. Lie. Steal. Make it easy for yourself. The Stoikiy Muzhik stands up for what's right and good, even when it's unpopular and when people pressure you to give it up. So Catholic Schools Week is a time for us, boys and girls from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade, moms and dads and grandmoms and grandpops that are here too, and priests and teachers, for all of us to remember that if we are going to be a follower of Jesus, We've got to be willing to stand up for what we know is right, to choose to do the right thing and to tell the truth and to help people anyway, even when it's unpopular. Even when people give us a hard time or make fun of us or put us down or even criticize us and threaten us for it. To be a follower of Jesus means you have to be a standing man who stands for what's right. So while we had a lot of fun this week, a lot of special events have been happening, while ultimately Catholic school is about your growing and learning, becoming mature young adults, the most important thing is that you and I and your moms and dads and grandma and grandpa and everybody else in St. Elizabeth Church recommits and repromises ourselves to be honest, standing men and women following Jesus. Our world needs people who are courageous, strong, and brave to do what's right even when people don't like it, to stand up for the truth even when people reject it, to follow the way of Jesus. So my prayer today for all of you is that as you continue to grow into being young adults and adults in our world, you will be standing men and standing women for Jesus. I want you all to become a Stoikiy Muzhik.